G'day. Just got back from videoezy and I decided to rent this beaut Aussie film. All He Wore Be. All He Wore Be. Actually, stickers are in front of the title. Buy 2 X rentals, get 1 free. Oh, I guess I bought this for $19.95. Bargain. Because you see, Tomorrow When the War Began is the best Australian movie ever made. If not the greatest movie in the world, but I'm biased. It's like Mad Max meets Picnic at Hanging Rock. Everyone always bangs on about the castle, Muriel's wedding, Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. This is far superior. This is our Star Wars. It starts off with a video diary from our hero, 17-year-old Ellie Linton, played excellently by Stasey. She's a farm girl who can drive a tractor and lives in the small country town of Wirrawee. Fictional, they filmed in the real life Raymond Terrace. Here you can see how they made the movie theatre, showing those fictional films, post office. I think the town itself is a character, and it's lovely. It'll make you homesick for home, as homesickness does. Ellie and her 6 mates, Corey, her boyfriend Kevin, posh girl Phoebe, bad boy with a heart of gold Homer, church girl Robin, and Ellie's secret crush Lee all decide to go on a camping trip up past Taylor's Stitch to hell, a remote, isolated part of the bush. Why do they call it hell? Hell, I don't know. Once we get to this remote part of the bush, we get under the skin of our characters, find out their insecurities. Well, at least Ellie does. A fun time is had by all, except when they get waken up in the middle of the night by a fleet of warplanes flying overhead. But I'm sure that has nothing to do with anything. Later, they head back home, only to find Ellie's dog dead and her mum and dad missing, gone. A mystery ensues as they drive around to everybody else's house and find a similar state of abandonment and isolation. They split up into 3 groups. Ellie, Corey, and Kevin go to the showground, hence the Ferris wheel on the front cover of John Marsden's book of the same name. There, they find all the townspeople have been rounded up, herded in cages, waiting in lines by a military group from somewhere in Asia. I like how they use like a translator voice, almost sounds British in its ordering around of everybody. This is like subliminally harking back to listening to Mother England, at least from Australia's point of view.
Of the older generation might have something useful to say to them.
They escape the showground. Kevin, the tough guy, is revealed to be a coward. They hide through darkened backyards, suburban streets, and then begin in guerrilla warfare, resistant tactics like blowing up a lawnmower. This makes Ellie sad, obviously. She looks at the soldier, a girl on the ground who's not much older than her. And war is brought to the surface as not a pleasant experience for all. They head into town to look for Lee and Robin. They find Lee being operated on in his family's Thai restaurant by a dentist. Dr. Clement, played excellently by the great Colin Friels. Dr. Clement fixes the wound on Lee's leg. Then Ellie asks, "Is there any more out there, like us?" And then Dr. Clement says, "Oh yeah, yes, a few people tried to do some things, tried to be heroes. Apparently some of them tried to blow up Heron Bridge. Stop the convoys from coming up." So, this implants the foreshadowing idea of how this group of ragtag teenagers can be heroes also for the climax of the film. But we're not there yet. Ellie notices a mural in town of Captain Cook and the Aboriginals in the distance as like military drum beats play. Makes you wonder who the real invaders are. At least it wants us to wonder who they are. The music's so great in this, from Missy Higgins' first song in the opening credits to a great acoustic version of Flame Trees as Ellie sits in the old treehouse with the Cabbage Patch doll, remembering a simpler time before the war began. They find shelter at Chris Lang's house, a weirdo stoner played brilliantly by Andy Ryan. In this monologue, he explains how he got left behind. The day before it all began, Mum and Dad had gone to Saudi Arabia, right? And here I am, alone. I can't do his Aussie accent justice.
The day before it all began, Mum and Dad left for Saudi Arabia, right? So here I am, alone, and the power goes off at like 9 or 10. 9.
Lincoln Lewis, who plays Kevin, was in Home and Away with yours truly. Here I am walking behind Alf in the diner. And Ashleigh Cummings, who played Robin, was in Puberty Blues with me. Here I am on the Red Rattler, sitting behind Sue, acting my heart out. So that's like 2 degrees separation, right? From me and a masterpiece. It's nice to be so close to a masterpiece. That's why I paid $19.95 for it. This is a funny film too. Not only an action and adventure and the hero's journey, but a comedy. When Ellie tries to invite Lee to the camping trip, she gets his mum at the Thai restaurant, and she's like, "I want to speak to Lee, please." And then the mother's like, "Well, what do you want to order?" Thinking that this is a takeout order. "I want Lee."
I want Lee.
This is Lee.
There's a scene where they see an Aussie fighter jet fleeing 2 planes, and then they shoot a rocket at it and it explodes. Then they ask, "How many planes do we have?" Then Kevin says, "Well, 1 less now." So some people criticize this one for being like cliche and predictable, but so Star Wars. And at the time they wanted this to be like a new Harry Potter or Twilight series.
It's billed as Australia's answer to the Harry Potter and Twilight series.
Forget your Twilights and Harry Potters. There's an Australian series of books that has fans who are just as passionate.
But this was the only one ever made. A few years ago they tried to make like a TV version with different people about the same story. It got cancelled. A lot of Aussie kids grew up reading the book in schools from the 90s onwards. Great book by John Marsden. There's an alternate ending out there where it's just a different scene when they go off into the sunset on dirt bikes together. Highly recommend. The Aussie music alone is worth the price of admission, which apparently is $19.95 if you drop by your local videoezy video store. So Wirrawee and the teenagers there save the day. And that gives us all hope. What other great Aussie films do I recommend? I did do a long video about road games. You can watch it right now through the magic of technology before the Asian military invades and shuts off all the power. Great. Huru.